Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 replay cast. Gonna be getting right on into it here. It's a Terran versus Zerg on the map Cyber Forest. TvZ, the match that I casted in the last replay, but you can never have enough TvZ. Come on guys, let's face it. And it's two different, but also very good players. So this TvZ, we've got Kelazhur spawning down in the bottom right-hand side of the map. Kelazhur, a very good Brazilian Terran player. Probably the best South American player there is. Mexico has special, of course. But no, Kelazhur, very good at the game. Kind of retired, but StarCraft players have a tendency when they retire and quote-unquote stop trying and focusing as hard on the game that they actually have a lot of success, and Kelazhur is no exception. He's still playing some incredible matches lately. However, his opponent is definitely a very scary Zerg. It's Elazer playing for Ago Esports, Kelazhur on Panda Global. So both these guys, very, very great players. Everything considered, though, if I had to take a guess, I'd say Elazer's probably the favorite for this. Like, sometimes these Zergs, they just stand up really tall, and someone like Kelazhur might have a tough time knocking them down as they're just, they're so well practiced. And Elazer, one of those Zergs, very good at catching most things, so we'll see if Kelazhur can make him bleed or not this game. But no, should be a fantastic Terran versus Zerg here. The map is Cyber Forest, and overlords are moving across the map. Okay, so we'll see how this TvZ is going to play out. Bring up that production tab. I mean, you pretty much do the check for the early spawning pool, but Elazer is not someone to do this. If you could bet on the sun rising or setting, and whether Elazer will go for a hatchery before spawning pool, you're probably safer to bet on the fact that Elazer will go for a hatchery before spawning pool. He just does it so much. Like, he just wants to get his macro, get up to his 60 drones, maybe make some Hydralisks, some Mutas, change it up here and there, but no, he's such a consistent Zerg player. Actually, in one of the tournaments that I organized, it's been a while since he was in there, but Elazer kind of terrorized. He went on a streak. He won like 6 of the cups in a row, beating some very, very good players. And that's how you know Elazer just, how Elazer plays. Although it has been a while since I've cast him, so maybe he's changed it up a little bit. For now, though, just dealing with this Reaper harassment from Kelazhur. It's getting a little dicey there for that drone, getting bruised up a little bit. Of course, the Reaper for Kelazhur doesn't want to overstay his welcome. However, maybe he does, as he's actually just going to go right into the main base. Kelazhur's like, yeah, you thought I was leaving? No, I'm going into your main base, and I'm running around just wanting to scout out, I guess, maybe spot a very quick lair or something. Kelazhur hasn't identified the third base just yet, so I guess he's just sort of keeping the pressure on his opponent a little bit here. But this Reaper, this guy's stuck in here, man. Like, he's going to be having himself a bad time. This Queen is angry, although she does want to take a break there to go spread a creep tumor. So she's going to go be angry somewhere slightly further away. But this Reaper, look at this guy for Kelazhur just hanging out in the main base. There's so much room in the main base on Cyber Forest. Like, the creep is a ways out there. Looks like this Reaper is going to make a run out of there. So he hangs out in the main base for a while, just sort of crashes on Elazer's couch there, overstays his welcome, but then eventually just he leaves. And that's because he's going to go meet up with his buddies. 2 Hellions going to be running on in here. Perhaps they're just poking the front for now. Elazer, he's going to want to keep spreading his creep, but Kelazhur, as long as his Reaper and Hellions there, Elazer not going to do that, because denying creep is a very nice win for Terran in the early game. It's just one of those things, like, it's not, say, numerical damage, but it's very, very good. Reapers and Hellions coming on in, and 1 creep tumor gets picked off. That's very nice for Kelazhur. Delaying the Zerg, because a Zerg like Elazer is one of those such, I guess, methodical players. And yeah, basically, like, if you slow him down picking off an early creep tumor is always very, very nice for that. 3rd command center on the way here for Kelazhur, so just going to be macroing up. Terrans haven't quite as been afraid of macro as they have in the past. For those of you that are maybe a little bit unaware, Terrans sort of predictable in the past that they're going to say make like a couple, like 3 command centers, maybe a 4th if the game goes longer, they get a little desperate. But no, now Terrans are kind of embracing the macro thing a little bit more, as historically they have not done that. As it's kind of a renaissance. They're really focusing on their economy. They're saying, like, okay, the units, they're very volatile, but having a good economy can give you a lot of room in the game, so that's how they're playing it. That being said, Terrans will still try and put damage onto their opponent, so the one Banshee for Kelazhur is now in the main base. It's got Cloak. Of course, this is off the back of a third command center, so it's not super committed or anything. And actually, Kelazhur, first big mistake of the game there, while he's pushing the front with his Hellions, trying to clean up some creep, he actually loses the Banshee, not microing it correctly. That Banshee, no drone kills. The only unit that has died this game is that one Banshee, so a bit unfortunate for her there, but we now are seeing her Banshee sister, I guess, going to be coming on in, getting a bit of vengeance there. Until Elazer has a lair, the Banshees can just hang around indefinitely with their Cloak. For now, though, Kelazhur just trying to deny creep. Exciting. He's going to be going for this bio play here, following this up, so he gets his 1-1 on the way. This is off the back of a third command center, which Elazer has spotted, by the way. Elazer knows that Kelazhur is playing 3 CCs, so he's going to know exactly how greedy he's going to be. And this is scary for Kelazhur, because Elazer is one of those Zergs who just likes to get all the information, likes to deflect all your attacks, and then just shut you down. Of course, Kelazhur, he's a very active Terran, so very good at that. Look at this command center rally. It's like going up and then down. Oh, he's using it to scout the Overseer, but it was morphing anyway, so he's like, no. That's so funny, that command center going north there. Just to give the vision. Meanwhile, the 2 Banshees now going to be going into the main base. There would have been 3, but that one died earlier. Very few units have died this game so far. As Elazer, he's only lost 37 resources. Hold on, where is it? Nope, guys, I'm going to be honest, I don't know all the hotkeys. You can see it in the bottom corner there. Wait, there it is. That's the one. Okay, now that's going up a little bit. Is these 2 Banshees coming in? 2 Banshees, a lot better than 1, able to one-shot those drones. So Kelazhur actually picks off about 7 workers there. Nicely done. In come these Hellions. Oh, they actually get misrallied a little bit. A bit of a mistake there from Kelazhur. Gets on out of there. Banshee is still just hanging around, trying to get a bit of damage done. Maybe he can grab up another drone or 2. Nicely done by Kelazhur. Getting some value out of these Banshees. Let's take a look. Hellions coming back on in, heading towards the 4th base. I mean, Kelazhur at the point in which you generally sack these Hellions, so getting 16 drones in total is actually a huge amount. And these Banshees, only now just one of them going down. Looks like the other will most likely go down. Yes, she does fall, but 16 drones, no small amount for Kelazhur, seeing as how he invested in those units and was just trying to get any bit of damage done. And okay, here's a bit of that modern Terran kicking in once again. Kelazhur throwing up a 4th command center. And when I say the modern Terran, the fact that Kelazhur is throwing up a 4th command center before he... Oh, hold that thought for a second. Ling's coming in. Getting a lot of harassment damage done here. Oh, man, that tank doing a lot of friendly fire there. 11 SCVs go down. So Kelazhur, he killed off like 16 workers there. Yeah, Elazer just repaid the favor in a huge amount. Kelazhur down to 56 workers, whereas Elazer already up to a healthy 79 drones. But no, as I was saying, very modern Terran play. The fact that Kelazhur, before he threw up, I pulled up that building tab because he's only on 5 barracks. Normally in the past, Terrans, it would be pretty safe to say that they'd throw up, say, a 7th and 8th barracks before they'd go up to a 4th command center. So Kelazhur really focusing on the economy here. Something very important to note, he's also got his 2-2 upgrades on the way, which is great to see. We saw a bit of this in the last game that I cast, the Soul versus Sort of game, which Soul sort of went for something similar, but he neglected his upgrades a bit. Kelazhur not doing that, which is great to see. And look at this, 4th base floating over for Kelazhur already by the 9-minute mark. This is pretty well timed for Terran. Meanwhile, Kelazhur just keeping a bit of pressure on Elazer, who's going for that Lingbane Hydra and getting up a hive. So, a very cool development. Like, the fact that that 4th base is going to be landing before the extra barracks are going up is just showing how Kelazhur is being more passive as the Terran player. Terrans, like, it's great to see the game developing like this. Of course, he's still keeping a little bit of pressure on here, picking off creep tumors, getting whatever he can done, being very careful with his units. As it's great to see Kelazhur approaching the game like this, because in the past he has been a bit of a scrappy Terran, just sort of like throw whatever you can at your opponent and hope it sticks, but no, just being very careful, not taking any major losses. Was that a burrowed Baneling that Elazer just detonated? Yes, it was. Elazer has researched burrow, so being a bit of a cheeky Zerg there, just detonated one of them though, so he didn't actually kill the Marines, so that was a bit of a blunder. And of course Kelazhur now going to be scanning before he moves out. because a burrowed Baneling can really ruin a Terran's day. Of course, those scans can be expensive, but Kelazhur on 3 orbital commands might even get up another, but for now, getting up those additional barracks. Now he finishes 2-2, starts up the 3-3 immediately. This could be a very long and exciting game here. Going for a drop in the main base. We'll see what he can get done. He's got the 2-2 upgrade lead, so these units packing a punch. Of course, Elazer, though, he is playing the game that he wants to, as he is just reacting to everything Kelazhur's throwing at him. Look at that, more Lings burrow just in the face. Look at that, Elazer goes burrows an extra Baneling. Guys, like, burrowing Banelings, if you have the skill and the APM as a Zerg to do it, it is 100% worth it. As, look at that. That cost Kelazhur, like, 270, 280 minerals. That's how much a scan costs because you're not dropping a mule. And so that's something very significant. Meanwhile, Elazer looking to put the pressure on his opponent a bit. Ling's pulling Kelazhur's army out of position while Elazer was maybe thinking of going towards the 4th base, but there's a planetary, there's a tank, so he's just backing off for now. Kelazhur, though, consistent with his counterattacks, going to be moving on in with this, picking off some Spore Crawlers, but this is 2-2 bio. He could maybe get the hatchery, and he will. From the seam of it. Maybe not. Okay, I spoke too soon, but look at this. Kelazhur seizing the day, going to be moving on in, getting tanks up on this high ground position on Cyber Forest. A very nice little sort of hill he's going to stand on, and also dropping into the main base. So Kelazhur playing a fantastic game so far. Of course, Ultralisk did just pop out, so that's going to make life a little bit harder for him, but getting some damage done to Elazer. However, look at this, full energy Vipers moving on in. These tanks are toast. Look at that, yeah. Blinding Clouds go down. Kelazhur has no choice but to retreat pretty much. Gotta be careful with this bio. He can kite the Ultralisks a little bit as they don't have chitinous plating just yet. You gotta be so careful when there's Banelings though. Blinding Clouds even going down to mess with the unit pathing. Looks like Kelazhur has to get on out of there. Takes a bit of a beating. He did not get the 5th base of Elazer. If he got this hatchery as well, that would have been absolutely huge, not focusing it down right away, as he picked off this base to the south, so getting his licks in, but we'll see if it's something that Elazer can't really absorb as far as damage goes just yet. He's still a tech-heavy Zerg who's playing the game that he really wants to. That being said, Kelazhur, it's not like he's been a 3-basing Terran, as he invested in that quick 4th. He's got a 5th ready, and just investing in more and more tech, so this new age Terran approach is really exciting to see. Terrans, they kind of give up at times. It's admittable. They'll just be like, this is hopeless. But no, now Terrans are like, okay, we can try this late game thing a little bit more. It's becoming more and more common. And look at this, Kelazhur even getting the ghosts up. As these are kind of preemptive ghosts in a sense. Like it's not like Elazer has a huge bank. Kelazhur's been keeping the pressure on. It's not like he's like, oh man, I'm in big trouble. I got to start making these ghosts. He's got himself a good chunk of units already. Of course, the ghosts are an answer to the ultras, but this is off the back of a good economy. And look at this, Kelazhur even coming in, sniping off an ultra, probably gets a second, nicely done. Can just retreat to his tanks and liberator count that he's been building up already. I did say that the ghosts were preemptive here, but they're still just at a very good time. Like, it's not like Kelazhur is taking a beating and then just being like, okay, I guess I'll make ghosts because ghosts are good against ultras. No, he's actually just doing a very good job with this so far. As I say that, though, Elazer is actually laying into Kelazhur pretty hard. Planetary goes down. 3rd base was lifted off. Of course, Kelazhur, he does have an extra command center, and he's going to want to try and secure that, but Elazer did just get a nice bit of damage in versus Kelazhur. These ultras, though, are mispathed, though. Snipe's going to go down on all of them. Not quite killing them, though, but oh, can they be finished off? These Marines maybe going to try and do that. Ghost coming on in. They do pick off those ultras, so Elazer, he committed to those attacks. He did get a bit of damage done. Just ignore what I've said the past few minutes, guys. Like, I mean, both these guys playing a very good game, though, but it has hurt Kelazhur a little bit. Elazer getting some damage in. Those ultras are having their value there, but that's really Elazer pulling Kelazhur out of position. 5 more ultras on the way. Something that's very concerning right now is how stimmed Kelazhur's army is, and the fact that Elazer has got this creep up still, but Kelazhur, he's like, okay, you committed a fair bit there. I'm going to go for it, but look at this. Kelazhur is not ready to receive this army. He pulls back. It might be a little bit too late. Liberators were set up, but they do go down. That being said, though, on the high ground, Kelazhur did get his tank sieged up. Lost a fair chunk of units there, but the pressure is on Elazer right now. I mean, Snipes going down, picking off these Vipers, his base under fire. Kelazhur, he's not mining at his 3rd base. He's got a 4th base up, but it's not a planetary. So Elazer's getting a lot of damage done to his opponent here. Kelazhur, in a sense, is all in right now because his economy is not great. He's got Marines, he's got SCVs, so he will clean up this counterattack and can start dropping mules as the Terran to try and get back on track. But Elazer with the better economy is going to be able to send Kelazhur packing right now. Kelazhur, you got to lift up. You got to get out of dodge there. And he's going to boost up. Saves the tanks, which is nice. But Elazer, the fact that he did so much more economic damage than Kelazhur is great for him. We see these units got to unload right away because Elazer's just going for it right now. Kelazhur's going to split to the best visibility, but these two Ultralisks are wreaking havoc. I mean, they do get sniped down eventually. Parasitic Bomb going down on the Medivacs. Kelazhur has taken a beating this game. This has been a fantastic Terran versus Zerg. In the end, it looks like Elazer coming out on top. But you gotta believe in a thing called Mule. Kelazhur is getting up this 4th base as well. We gotta see him make that like a planetary or an orbital or something, as you gotta get your value there. His worker count, not great. That being said, Elazer did take a bit of a beating too. Kelazhur picked off this base. However, Elazer, as he hasn't really been toppled by Kelazhur. He's taken economic damage, but it's always been something he can absorb. He's still in a very good 78 worker count. He's secured this base to the south. Right now, let's take a look here. Bio coming on in to try and push these Ultras back, but these Ultras just pick off this base. Kelazhur is in trouble this game, as his 3rd base now getting harassed by Lings. He's taken pretty good fights versus Elazer so far. He's kiting back versus these Ultras and doing a good job of it, but losing that base could be the nail in the coffin right now. Another Ultra coming on in. Banelings connecting with these Ghosts. The Ghosts got to retreat. Maybe they can get snipes off, pick off this Ultra. Like Kelazhur, he's taken good fights right now, but he still just has pretty much nothing at this point. His economy just got knocked down. Another Pegasus, he lost his 4th base, and look at this, Elazer, he's got all these extra bases still. He rebuilt this one. He's got this base to the south, and yes, he's been taking inefficient trades. As look at the resources lost there, but that's exactly how Elazer likes to play this game. He wants to just kill Kelazhur because he knows he's in a good spot, and he's throwing a bit away trying to continuously go for this. Like, Snipes going down in the Ultras, Kelazhur is getting surrounded, and there might just be a few too many Lings here. Does he hold on? I mean, he's pretty toast, guys. Like, half the supply. You gotta give it to Kelazhur for trying and sticking it out. He's got to repair that command center if he wants to keep it alive. Like, Kelazhur is not giving up right now, but more and more Lings just rallying in for Elazer. That's the Zerg economy. Kelazhur is going to be tapping out in a minute here, and Elazer continues just playing well versus his opponent. And I want to say that Elazer continues his streak versus Kelazhur because I think they've met in tournaments before. Kelazhur always puts on good games, but someone like Elazer is just such a monster Zerg and can be very hard to bring down. I love the playstyle, but in the end, Elazer just getting a few good punches in, forcing Kelazhur to go all in. And yeah, in the end, very well played by both players. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on into this cast. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button. Regardless, if you're new to the channel, feel free to press that subscribe button as I'm putting out these new casts, these WCS games. I'm covering a fair few of them. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.